Okay, so I'm going to make this video here right now. I'm in my treatment room. This is the only safe place left on planet Earth. Everyone out there is going out of their damn minds. I know I look like a hot mess right now, but you know what? If I wasn't being kept sick purposefully for the last 2 years, I wouldn't be looking like such a damn hot mess. I've got clients to tend to, I've got people to take to, and I've got work that the man that this cross represents that I need to get done. And there is evil moving across this earth right now that is taking anybody who is kind and nice and gentle and trying to turn them evil. And I'm here to tell you that you need to be walking in that shadow of the valley of death, and you make sure that you're walking with Jesus. I'm telling you, evil is moving, and evil is moving fast along this planet right now. Now, I'm going to tell you what has happened to me. I have had the cops called on me at a medical facility twice in the last month for asking for medical care. Just let that sink in. I've had 30 surgeries, major problems, just nearly died in 2020 after having several bowel ruptures and having a hysterectomy, and I've had a total colectomy, and I have a lot of medical issues. And they keep making me outpatient, and then because of COVID, they keep canceling everything outpatient. Insurance companies are making decisions on whether or not you can get health care. Whether your doctor wants you to get health care does not matter. Your insurance company is going to decide on whether or not you get health care and who you get to see and if you get to see them. I need medication because I have had to wait for 2 years. I had my surgery in August of 2020, and I had several bowel ruptures, and I was in and out of the hospital over and over again, running 104, 105 degree temperatures, and nobody could figure out what was wrong with me. Kept having this horrible diarrhea and this horrible nausea and all sorts of pain. And I just could not get anybody to help me. And I have tried to truck along. I have tried to truck along, and I've tried to keep going. And I keep asking for help, and I've had a doctor dismiss me. I've went to another doctor who has done nothing but at every appointment argue with me about the medication that has maintained me on why we should keep that medication, not offering me anything new or any other options or knowing anything about my medical history, just that we're going to take those medications away. By the way, those medications were hydrocodone and Xanax. So I've had all of these surgeries, I've had all of this trauma, I've had all of this pain, and I have all these organs missing, and this doctor cannot figure out that I could have long-standing pain and anxiety issues. So now you have to sign a contract to be able to get these kind of medications, and you have to give your urine to them to be able to prove to them that you use these type of medications, because you know all criminals do it the right way, right? Okay, so me as a patient who has had all of these problems, who for 15 years has gotten 30 pills of hydrocodone every single month for 15 years, all of a sudden is being harassed continuously by doctors about needing these medications when they know my gallbladder needs to come out. They know I've been in the ER at least 13 times in the last year for pain. Morphine is what they have to give me, multiple doses of morphine when I wind up in the ER. I had to have fentanyl one time whenever I was in the hospital recently. But they can't figure out why I need the hydrocodone to be able to maintain why they keep making me outpatient. So I go in today because I got a call from my doctor's office yesterday. The nurse, she was very cordial, very nice. Can you come in tomorrow? Or can you come in and give us a urine sample and sign the narcotic contract, which essentially says you have no constitutional rights in our facility. If anyone at our facility deems that you have said anything that hurt their wee little feelings, they can dismiss you as a patient and they can withhold your medications at any point in time. So this woman, I'm sitting in the lobby and I'm waiting to be able to see the contract, okay? So I'm sitting with my husband and this woman comes walking by and she goes, "Chrissy!" And I jumped in my seat. Yes? And I'm Sam. Come with me now. And so I followed her back into the office, and she took me into a treatment room and had us sit down, and she held this document, apologized for the ink quality on it, which if it's such an important document, I do believe that facilities this big that have gotten this much federal money should be able to afford a carbon copy document for patients to be able to have on such an important document that it doesn't smear while it's being printed for the patient to read and sign. Now, she started telling me while holding the pen and holding the document, wouldn't give me the document, everything that the document said, and then hands me the pen. And I said, I want to read this document. And then she kept talking while I started reading the document, telling me what it said. And to me, whenever somebody keeps talking while you're trying to read a contract, is them trying to keep you from being able to read the contract. Just leave the room, let me read the contract, let me sign it, I'll let you know whenever I'm done signing it. Simple, right? I mean, that's what we all do with contracts, of any contract, right? No, she kept talking, and then she said, if anybody deems that I am rude in any way to any person in this facility, we will dismiss you as a patient and we will withhold medication from you. And I said, whoa. I said, could you please show me in this document where it says that? Because right now you're being extremely combative with me and you're kind of frightening me a little bit. So I'd really like to know where it says it in the document. She literally ripped the document out of my hand and said, I will tell the doctor that you have refused to sign this document and I'm getting security to get you out of here now. I said, no. I in no way said that I am going to refuse this document. I asked you to show me in the document where it said what you said it said. And she stormed out of the room. I took the document out of her hand before she left. And she stormed out of the room, and I walked out of the room, and I walked down the hallway away from her. And I said, I really need to speak to your supervisor nurse. By this time, I was crying just a little bit. And I said, I really need to talk to your supervisor here today. And she says, I am the supervisor. Now, I want you guys to know this is at SIU, School of Medicine. They are teaching their students to treat people this way. The head of the nurses department of SIU at my primary care physician's office attacked me today and called 2 police officers on me. 2 police officers were the most amazing men ever. They came to me in the hallway and they said, we really can't talk about things out in the hallway. We have to take you into the room to be able to discuss anything. And I said, fair. So we went back into the room and I started talking with him and I told him what happened. And he asked me if I had what questions I had about the document. And I said, well, I haven't got to finish reading it. So my husband finished reading it to me because by that time I was crying. I was all blurry-eyed. Can't read with these stupid spectacles anyways. They ain't helping me very much because my eyes keep changing with me staying sick. Anyways, he finished reading the document. Most of it, it's the same stuff that I've heard for the last 15 years about all of these narcotics. You know, you're not going to take them. You're not going to sell them. If you lose them, then you're not going to have them, blah, blah, blah. But there was some things in the thing that like said that we're not allowed to talk. We're not allowed to ask questions. We're not allowed to do a whole lot of things as patient that took away constitutional rights from us to sign this document. And you're not going to get your medicine unless you sign this document. You must sign this document in order to get your medication. Sign all of your constitutional rights away to get your medication. Tell me that's right. Tell me that's okay. Pre-COVID, post-COVID, tell me you want that to happen to your grandma. We want to talk about grandmas. We're so concerned about all the grandmas out there. I'm very concerned about the grandmas out there. Because if I was an 80-year woman, I'm suffering a ton of confusion from all the narcotics that I'm on, all the medications that I'm on, everything that they keep changing, all the surgeries that I keep having, my interrupted sleep, everything that's happening. I'm having a ton of confusion. I mean, it's pretty insane. I'm scaring myself sometimes. I've quit driving because I don't think that I am mentally or physically capable of driving a vehicle right now safely. So that's where I'm at. They keep leaving me here. It's been 2 years. It's been since August 2020, September 2020, I first started getting sick. November of 2020, I started saying, you know what, I think we got some gallbladder issues. It took till July for me to see a gastroenterologist, July of 2021. Here we are, almost February of 2022, and they cannot figure out why I'm not patient still. So the cops talked with me for a while, and we were able to get out and get the contract signed, and handed it back to the police officers. I asked them to give me a copy of it. They went and got a copy of it. They gave me the most smeared, nasty copy of the contract they possibly could. I know she did it on purpose. That's fine. I can read it. It's still your document that this is what you have provided for your patients. This is how you treat your patients. This is how you conduct your office as a medical professional, SIU. This is your document that you provided for your patients. This is how professional you look. I would never give that to my patients, and I'm just a one-man show here in my business. Just got this little room. Just got this little room. That's all I got. Just got this little room to be able to treat people. Just got this little room and all my tools all over the place. I would never in a million years. I was trained as a medical assistant back in 1996. 1996. God, that sounds so long ago now. The way we were trained back then to treat patients and what I'm seeing happening out there in the world right now is terrifying. And I want all you young people out there, because my son just said to me the other day, it's just a shot, Mom. It's not that big of a deal. I want you to understand that when you're 80, you're going to be in some big trouble. Those police officers, I wanted to hug them by the time we were done. They agreed that it was all a bunch of malarkey. They all agreed that it wasn't right. They agreed that that document was a hush order. I said, it's what has to be signed, though. They said, I have no guarantee that your doctor's going to let you have your medication. The nurse handed me and said, well, we'll see you on February 8th, which is the appointment I scheduled a month ago to be able to see him. So I have no idea if I'm getting my medication or not. Then I get a call from the surgeon. The insurance company won't let me, after all this time, won't let me go to St. John's to have the surgery done. I've been admitted into St. John's 3 times to have this gallbladder removed, and now they won't let me do it outpatient. But they won't consider it inpatient because I'm not dying. It's not an emergency because we have a COVID crisis. I heard a lot of other patients in the waiting room too. This one guy was talking about how something's growing in his neck, and his doctor called him for a telehealth to talk to him. He's sitting in the waiting room to talk to his doctor because something's growing in his neck. And his doctor calls him telehealth. And he says, no, I need to see you. I got something growing in my neck. I can't just do a telehealth appointment for this. And so they find a way for him to get back and see that doctor. I'm not saying that it's the doctor's fault. I'm not saying it's necessarily the nurse's fault, but the administration, it's definitely your fault. It's definitely the administrator's fault. You guys are creating these rules. You guys are creating your staff under this kind of pressure that they blow up on a patient like this. You guys are doing this. And it's going to come back and it's going to fire. It's not going to be me. Somebody somewhere is going to have a lot more clout, a lot more money, and a lot more time, and a lot more energy on their hands, and is going to bring lawsuits. And at the end of all of this COVID nonsense, we're going to know a lot. And a lot's going to change because everybody is rolling over and taking it right up the you-know-what and just saying, it's not my department. I didn't write these rules. Every single one of you who complies are just as guilty as the one who pulls the trigger. And you need to understand that that those gas chambers that happened in Nazi Germany were not the first thing that happened. They started destroying the public and the economy and the school systems long before then. Don't you guys remember? Didn't you guys learn? Go study. This is the age of information. You have the internet. Study what happened and how Hitler rose to politics. Study how any socialist or communist society has rose to power. Pick any country and just go study how it was done. And tell me it isn't what you're witnessing currently in your own country right now, the land of the free and the land of the brave. I noticed, by the way, they no longer say that it's the land of the free. When they talk about Americas, they just say it's the land of the brave now. Because we're all so brave to be getting our COVID shots. And we're all so brave to now be transgender. For me and mine, we shall serve the Lord. And I am doubling down on Bible study with my kids. That's the most important thing for me to study with my kids right now. Screw science, screw math, they know enough. They need to learn the Lord now. Evil is moving out there, and it's moving fast. I will be wearing my cross every single day from now on, and I recommend that anybody who hears this message, because I have been shadow banned by Facebook. They have shut me down for reasons unknown to me. They will not tell me why or what posts I made that were so offensive that they needed to shut me down. But they have. And for 90 days or more is what it says. So could be indefinite. That's all right. I'm over on Rumble now. I'll post this on Facebook too, you know. Why not? I got friends over there. Maybe you friends can come and join us over on Rumble, where we can rumble, rabble together. Just know, every time any of us is complacent with this stuff, it doesn't mean you have to riot. I didn't riot. I didn't raise my voice. Somebody in Australia was saying, well, us in Australia and in Canada don't have guns like you Americans. I don't advise for you to take your guns out there and start shooting up people. Keep your guns, yes. But that's not how we win this war. This is a war of the spirit. We got to stay strong. And we got to stay brave. And we got to stay free. Above all else, free to practice our religion and our health care and the way that we raise our children and the jobs that we choose and all of those things, everything that our founding fathers fought for this country, we have to make sure it stays. And if some of us have to die because of it, then some of us have to die, and I am willing to die on this hill. I will die on this hill. And if it's this gallbladder that kills me, so be it. If it's suicide that kills me because I can't keep going, so be it. But I'm going to stay here and I'm going to fight this war with all you other warriors as long as I can, because I swear the devil is moving upon me to try to take me out. He wants me to take me out. That would be the greatest pleasure that the devil could have, is for me to take me out. And boy, does that thought run through my head all the time. And I look around at all the beauty and the wonder that's in my world, and I wonder, why is that thought even there? That's the way the devil works, man. So, the police officers today at SIU, they were angels. There's a couple other doctors that I've dealt with that were just fine over there, but there's some things happening. And you guys need to be watching, and you guys need to be praying, and you guys need to be just focused, you know. Be careful out there. I'm praying for us all. We all need some hope right now. Just like the police officer said, whenever I started crying as I signed that paper, I said, what happened to our world? And he went, nothing good. I've been doing this for 22 years, and nothing good. Bless you all. Take care.